Hello, and welcome to Elect Connect, a candidate forum brought to you by the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. I'm Thomas Curry, Public Policy Specialist and O'Neill Graduate Fellow with the Chamber, and I'm joined by Larry DeMoss, who's running for Richland-Bean Blossom School Board in the Richland District. First, I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, because without them, our work would not be possible. Thank you to Comcast Business, Bunger & Robertson, the City of Bloomington, German American Bank, Hoosier Energy, Indiana University, and Smithville Fiber. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. DeMoss, who again is running for RBB School Board. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. DeMoss. And please explain a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this office.
Thank you, Thomas. I am Larry DeMoss. I just retired after a 32-year career teaching English at Edgewood High School. My wife, Susan, and I have been married 43 years. We moved to Ellisville in 1978. We have two sons, grown, both of them graduates of Edgewood High School, and I am eternally grateful for the education that they received at RBB. I moved to Ellisville when I was a manager with McDonald's. After a while, I figured out that I didn't want to spend my entire adult life flipping burgers, so I went back to school, got my teaching certificate, and began teaching at Edgewood in 1988. This past spring, I retired, but I do feel that I have some more to offer the school system. I don't know that I can keep up the grind of the classroom every day at my age, but I do think I still have some things to offer. I love the school system. I want to see things move forward. I'm proud and excited about what's happened in the last 3 decades. And I look forward to what's going to be happening here in the future. And I think I have some things to offer to help that move forward. I know that there are some problems that we're going to be encountering, but I also see some exciting possibilities. And I look forward to being part of those possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you mentioned, it's definitely difficult and challenging times for school boards everywhere in the world. So as schools start to open up again to students, what's some feedback you're hearing about that process, and what do you propose school boards do differently?
My wife, Susan, is a 5th grade teacher, and so she is currently dealing with the hybrid schedule. I know that she is exhausted every day. It is difficult trying to balance having half of your students in the classroom and still trying to figure out how to deal with the half that aren't there. And so she's keeping me informed, and I think my timing on retiring had nothing to do with the pandemic, but I think I'm glad I'm not having to deal with it. It's hard. Just the 9 weeks of doing Zoom teaching at the end of my career, I know what she said. It is exhausting. At the same time, I think moving forward, I think RBB has done a wise thing by being cautious, by bringing back students slowly, having half the class. But at the same time, I understand how difficult it is for families. I also understand that it's not the optimal educational setting for the students. And so I think that going forward, we got to figure out how to make it work well for everybody without unduly exposing children and their families to the risks that COVID presents to us. I'm hoping that we can get everybody back into the classroom in the short term, but I don't want to do it in a rush. I don't want to be rash about it, and so it may be baby steps, but I'm hoping that things work well. At the same time, I don't want to be all gloom and doom, because I think that what the pandemic has done is it has presented us with an opportunity to learn some things about our educational program that we might not have learned otherwise. I know for myself, learning how to better use technology such as Zoom in the classroom, there are some exciting possibilities there. I think that especially at the secondary level, the possibility of maybe not requiring students to sit in a classroom 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week, but instead tailor their own educational program to their interests and their needs. That is very exciting for me because I learned over my career that student engagement, getting a student engaged in his or her own education, is fundamental. If you don't have that, you're really just wasting your time. But if once a student buys in, once a student is doing what he or she wants to do, they put a lot more of themselves into it and they get a lot more out of it. So I think that we can, if we think hard about it, if we work together on it and approach it as a possibility, I think we can accomplish some great things. I'm looking forward to the expansion of the STEAM program, the grant from the Lilly ROI, I think is providing us with some opportunities that our students wouldn't have gotten in 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So I'm looking forward to the future. I think it's a very bright possibility. So, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. DeMoss, for coming to the chamber and helping to explain the election to the voters. Again, this was Larry DeMoss running for RBB School Board. I'd like to take a moment again to thank our sponsors, because without them, our work would not be possible. Thank you to Comcast Business, Bunger Robertson, City of Bloomington, German American Bank, Hoosier Energy, Indiana University, and Smithville Fiber. Please consider voting early and voting by mail in the November 3rd election. For more information, please check out these websites, monroecountyvoters.us and chamberbloomington.org/2020-general-election. Thank you again, Mr. DeMoss.
Thank you, Thomas.